Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna and I make Animal Crossing videos every single week, so if you're into that, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Today I will be decorating yet another walkway. I know, I've done a few already on my channel, but to be honest, these curved pathways or curved land bridges are my favorite to decorate. We have my Ables on the right, a view of my spiral pond on the left, and if you continue over here, you will reach my secret beach where my fairy ponds are. Like I said, I love decorating pathways. Something about narrow spaces make me think more about like what I want to place. So let's start the build. I decided to work on this area because I walk through here a lot and it was looking a bit boring. Plus I have the view of my Able shop and the fairy village here, so I wanted to decorate this and spice up my view. I also have a few small spaces that I haven't decorated, so I might fill up those in the next video. I do get some comments asking me to decorate some small spaces and for beach designs. For my beaches, I might have to do those last just because I have a lot of flowers and like 2 villager homes on my beach. So once I clear those out, I will work on my beaches. It will also give me some time to think about some designs. I don't know about you, but decorating my beaches can be so hard sometimes. That's why I don't blame anyone for leaving them bare. I was so close to leaving mine bare, but I was like, I mean, I've come this far, so I might as well just do it, right? Also, I need to really work on my house. I have nothing inside of there. I get so embarrassed when my villager wants to come over and hang out. The poor thing has to sit on the floor because I have no chairs. And then they want to lie to me and say, I love what you did to the place. Meanwhile, I have like a bunch of branches on the floor and random items just there. Like, why are you lying to me? I'm using my favorite path, which is this green leaf path, and I'm breaking it up into 2 pieces just because I don't like the look of just one long strip. I think it's a bit too much in my opinion, so I like to break them up with some wooden plank designs in between. This curved land bridge, I think that's what it's called, was accidentally created. I first created my Able shop and then later on I created the spiral pond, but I needed more room, so I just started carving out space and more space and more space, and then I just ended up creating my fairy village, and then I ended up carving out even more space, and then this pathway just created itself. It was so weird how that worked out. So if you were curious, it just randomly showed up. As always, I have a hard time knowing where I want the path to go, what I should have done, and if you guys are going to recreate this, I highly suggest planting trees or flowers first instead of placing the path down. I don't know why I decided to place the path down first, but it made it way harder to figure out where I wanted it to go, and I had to fix the path even more because it wasn't turning out how I liked it. So to avoid all of the extraness, plant your trees first and then add the path. But I am finally done adding the path, and now I'm going to start adding the greenery. I'm going to add a couple of trees, a bunch of flowers as usual. I want this to feel like a little forest just like the rest of my island. I'm starting to add more bamboo trees on my island. It started off because Isabel said I needed more variation of trees, but after I got my 5-star island rating, I don't know, I ended up really loving the bamboo trees. In this little area, I'm going to create a little hangout spot for any of my villagers to sit and read. In another video, I will connect the back portion with this area. Right now, I don't know what I want to put here, so I'm just gonna leave it blank for now until I get some inspiration. Filling up the little crevices with some flowers, and then I'm going to add another giant vine, but this one I changed the color to a lighter green just so that it doesn't blend in with the rest of the greenery that's going on, and I wanted it to pop out a little bit more. And then to add some color, I added this yellow mush parasol. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to put here in this small little space between the mush parasol and the pink mum, so I decided to fill it up with some flowers and added a bush I know we're out of season, but I wanted to add this spooky lantern. I had the green colored one and I thought it would look cute here, and I paired it with the mum cushion. Then here I decided to go with the wild log bench just because it was a little bit narrow and I felt like if I added more bushes here it will be a little bit too much, so I'm glad I went with the wild log bench. Of course, I'm adding my butterfly models. I wanted to add more fencing on my island, so I added this white simple fencing, just one. To make it more of a forest, I added this garden rock. I had this space between the glowing moss and the bush, so I added this grass standee. I love this DIY item so much. I use it in almost all of my builds. Here I added another giant vine, but this time I left it in its original color. I also had a bunch of these glowing moss boulders, so I wanted to just shove one behind these trees, and of course adding a hyacinth lamp on top. I first added this fairy circle, but I don't know, I didn't like how it looked with the rest of the items around it. Then I added a butterfly model to see if it changed my mind, but I ended up hating it even more, so I changed it for the brown mush circle, which looked so much better. It fit more with the green grass path than the fairy circle. Then I'm adding these stacked books here on top of this little blanket code and a vine bench for you to sit. Then here I ended up removing the butterfly model and adding a wooden plank design because I realized that the butterfly blocked you from entering here, so it made my little area pointless. I was debating if I should change it to a different design, but I ended up adding my original idea. Then I'm finishing off the area with this ruined seat and cute little green gyroid on top, and then I'm adding another butterfly model because I had a little space left. And with that, we are done with the build. So here's how the build ended up looking. This is the view of how it looks. You have the Able Sister shop on the right, and you have a little sneak peek of the fairy village on the left. I absolutely love all of the colors and how everything just blends together so nicely. All of the greens just look so beautiful. Here's another view of the curved land bridge. I love how you can see the spiral pond from here. If you're curious, I do have a video up on my channel on how I did the spiral pond. I will leave a link to that video in the time cards on top and a link to that video in the description below if you want to check it out. And here is a closer view of the last part of the build. I just love how this build turned out, and I can't wait to finish this island and give you guys a tour and release my dream address, of course. I'm trying to finish up this island as fast as I can for you guys, so don't worry. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more videos from me like this one, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. I love you all so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be next week, Tuesday, hopefully.